Sergeant William Hansen, known to all that love him as Big Sarge. And I love what he's doing because his whole sole purpose is to reach out and help other injured, ill, and wounded veterans and active duty members of the armed forces regain their fitness, their camaraderie, and their place in the civilian world through fitness and being connected with one another in their bodies. And he does amazing things like he's never told anybody no, you know. It's hard to do when you're running your own business and reaching out to those veterans who really can't afford his services, but he's doing it anyway. And without further ado, Big Sarge.
Thank you. How are y'all doing today? I'm going to talk to you a little bit. I was asked to talk a little bit about what I do with Phoenix Training, how it's been partnered partially with the Wounded Warrior Project and with the Paralympics. The idea of Phoenix Training is we take veterans, and it's not just Iraqi war veterans, but I take guys who are from Desert Storm, I take guys who are from Vietnam. To me, the era doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you never served in a war zone. If you were a veteran, that's my first line of people that I'm looking for. And what has happened is, so many of these guys, they come back, they're injured, they lose their self. You know, we talk about being a wounded warrior. And we want to take the wounded out of the warrior. You learned what it was like to be in shape, to focus, to have that drive. And one of the guys that I'm working with, he was shot both times, he was shot twice in each knee. So he and I were sitting down talking, what does he want? He needed to lose weight because he was feeling bad about himself. He's on 14 different pain and post-traumatic stress medications. He wakes up in the morning and he's just doesn't want to do anything. So what I do is I tailor his workout 3 times a week so that he wakes up the next morning and he feels it. And that's the important part. You need to feel it, especially someone who's a veteran who's been trained as a warrior, and this gentleman is a former Marine. You want to have that feeling that I accomplished something the day before, that I actually worked my muscles out. And that's part of what I do, is I get them so that they don't re-injure their injuries, but they strengthen their injuries. I tell most of the guys who I work out with, you give me a month, if you don't see results in your body and in your attitude, I'll pay you back anything that you paid me. I'll give it back to you. Because I'm not in this for the money. I'm in it to make sure that you are feeling better about yourself. I'm in it to make sure that you are getting back into life. One of the things we say is, I want to get you off the couch and back into life. Like I mentioned before, we go to people's houses. I want to get you out in the sunshine. I want you to smell the fresh grass while you're doing this stuff. And you know, we're going to probably be doing some push-ups while we're in there. But you're going to get yourself outside. And it's amazing. You get someone off that couch. You don't put them in a gym where they have that reconditioned air screwing with your brain. You don't have the fluorescent lighting. You see the sunshine, you get that vitamin D, you get all that stuff going in you. They start feeling better about themselves. This gentleman who I was talking about, I've been working with him for 2 months now. His medication's cut in half. He's lost 18 pounds. He is already talking about, to me, what his goals are for next year. Some people like doing bike rides, so I'm like, okay, they have these things called soldier rides. And so what I want to do is I want to get your legs in shape so you can do a 40-mile bike ride. They have this really crazy thing that I've done about 4 times called the Tough Mudder. If any of you guys haven't seen it, think about running 12 miles uphill in Tahoe and then down the hill. Oh yeah, by the way, in every about 800 meters, which is about a half a mile, you're going to do an obstacle. You're going to climb up a wall. Or you're going to bear crawl underneath barbed wire in mud. Or you're going to go into a tunnel. Or you're going to jump off a pier into 10 feet off the ground into water. And they have 20 different obstacles. And so 3 months ago, I took 12 veterans, first time they've ever done the Tough Mudder, and I did a 3-month train-up with them. And all 12 of them finished. That's kind of a huge thing because honestly, when you do a Tough Mudder, they expect 50% of people to drop out. My job is I have to be part-time mentor, part-time friend, and part-time drill instructor. You have to realize I'm pretty insane because I'm 46 and I'm doing this stuff. They told me I would never walk again without a cane. And I'm doing handstand push-ups. I've done everything that I could to prove those doctors wrong. If it means that I have to work harder, then I'm going to work harder. My goal eventually is to take my company and my product, Phoenix Training, and mirror it with other Wounded Warrior projects and Paralympic groups across the nation and say, okay, you're in Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to take someone, a big Sarge, whoever is that big Sarge over there, and have him train veterans that we have over there. I'm trying to help start it here and then eventually duplicate it to other veterans across the country. Have a team, have a group, and have a group where you have each other's back. Number one lesson that I learned in the Marine Corps, you have each other's back. And I cannot stress that enough. And while you're working out, you have each other's back. It's about the team pushing forward. And sometimes it takes a little bit of hard work, a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears. But it's worth it. It's worth it in the end. That's it.